Welcome back to Bill Sports. Welcome back to Bill Sports.
As we go into week 3 of the MLS season, and although New England isn't going to be playing this weekend due to weather conditions and New Gillette Stadium just putting in new grass for the World Cup coming up, New England's game against Houston is going to be postponed. So we can look at now the last couple weeks for New England Revolution, Aiden. Now, I'm just going to say it straight out. They're playing bad. But there is some good aspects to their game that I think they can build onto, and they just need to work on little minor tweaks that could definitely get them to the next level as a team. Now, one thing I noticed, and especially in the last game, because it was much better, and I'm not going to discredit the fact that they could have either won that game or tied that game if some things went their way. Like if should have been probably a PK that could have occurred, I believe around the 67th minute or whatever.
Mhm.
There was a possible call that should have been a PK for New England, but neither here nor there. There was also mistakes on the defensive side of the ball, leaving a guy open that caused the goal for um I'm brain farting. Who did we just go against? Wow.
Weapon.
Red Bulls. Sorry, thank you. So one of the Red Bulls players was in between Holster and Feingold in the box, in the 6-yard box, mind you. You cannot, in any way, shape, or form, and this is defense 101, leave a guy open in the 6-yard box. That's just stupidity right there. You never, ever, ever want to have a guy wide open in the middle of the box. You should always be in front of your defender or your offensive player to prevent that ball from getting to their head. And that's what happened. The ball got to his head, and he put it in the back of the net. Now, there was also another instance that later on in the game where we should have scored, but it was a beautiful defensive header by one of the Red Bulls' defensive players, when I believe Turgeman was trying to take a shot on net, and there was some miscommunication between a couple of the other players, and it was just a whole mess. And we have to they have to figure it out because we have good elements to the team. We have the players. The problem that we're having is I think they just can't put it together. And I think that's the issue with the team right now in this very moment. What about you, Aiden? What are your thoughts? What do you think happened in this last game and maybe even the first game?
The first game they lost 4-1. And then the next game they lost 1-0. They played good offense. Their offense is not terrible, but their defense is.
Yeah, I mean, we have to look at it this way, Aiden. The when you look at that team and look at some of the moments, like for example, one thing we were looking at earlier, Aiden, was the idea that when they're going up, they don't have support from a couple of their midfielders and our defensive outside backs. Because when they're going up the field, in one of the we stopped and we really looked at a moment in the game on where everybody was, and there was a moment in the game where they were like kind of like at midfield on the Red Bull side of the field, and New England was basically at a 5v7 going on offense to the defensive side of the ball for the Red Bulls. You are not, unless you're God, going to be able to get by 7 guys with 5 guys to be able to get to the goal. It's just not possible. You're playing down 2 guys to try to get to goal. You need to have more guys going up. When you're shifting and you're transitioning up the field, you need to have equivalent or better amount of players going towards that goal. Not less, because that's not going to help. And we saw that in a lot of the moments is that they would try to go up the field, transition, and their transition's very poor. They don't have the right numbers. They have to wait for guys to come up. They have to do this. They have to do that, and then they're wasting time and letting the other team get back on defense and get on their side of the ball, so they can stop that attack. And it's not going to work. You need to have quick transitioning. If you don't have quick transitioning, it's not going to work. And that seems like a reoccurring issue with this team right now. But that's the coaching side of brain out of me right now, because when I see stuff like that, it frustrates me. Because you can't ever let up on your transition because of your numbers, because you don't have enough. Guys should be going up and supporting that offense. And also guys should be finishing the ball for that matter too. But we just have to figure it out. We have a bye week. We have a week to figure out what went wrong in these last 2 weeks. And I'm hoping that at least New England can get a win this coming weekend, to hopefully maybe, just maybe, give us some hope as New England Revolution fans. But you never know. But man, are we kind of kicking ourselves in the rear end getting rid of Thomas Chunkalai. Because I kind of miss him, man. And honestly, it was really stupid getting Jackson, or not Jackson, Jackson Yao. And and getting rid of Thomas Chunkalai, because I think he was so much better of a player than just this Yao guy. This is so much better. But again, we can't control what our team does. All we have to do is just sit back and be fans for this team in the future. Anyways, Aiden, do you have any other thoughts? I mean, going forward, or maybe what you think the team needs to be successful?
Win more games and be more better.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's just the idea. It's harder than you think, but it is that simple. You need to come up with better strategies to win games, and that's the only way they're going to be able to win games. As simple as that. Enough with New England, because right now New England, obviously we said, is going to be playing this weekend. Aiden, one big game I would say that everybody watched, that was a crazy game, and this team beat their rival for the first time at their their rival's home field for the first time in MLS history, and that was Inter Miami beating Orlando 4-2 in a absolutely phenomenal second half game. Aiden, you want to start us off with what you think happened in this game?
Well, then Orlando number 10 scored 2. This first half was amazing for Orlando, but they have this issue on defense. But they need to do get messy, but or all the other players. If they not contain all the other players, Miami will choke them over.
Yeah, I mean, that was literally the one thing I noticed too, is that Orlando seemed to just let up on the gas in the second half. And they stopped playing man. They stopped trying to get onto players. They stopped trying to keep pressure on the ball. There was just error after error after error after error. And to top it all off, Aiden, they got a red card, which they went down a man, which didn't help the situation at all. And it didn't look good. It really didn't. And I think that it was also just a game where Messi somehow pulled something out of his rear end like he always does, getting a free kick and banging bottom left corner, and was a beautiful, phenomenal shot, by the way. You can't get any closer to that bottom left corner than he did on that free kick.
Also, you can't contain Messi. If you contain him, he will go right
He's
through
very
you.
difficult to contain, and one of the things that you do not want to do with Messi, and that is trying to put more guys on him, because he's still going to find a way to get around those guys. And you could see that in that game. He did that multiple times. And so he had a goal early on in the second half, and then a goal at the end of the game from that free kick. So it was a wonderful comeback game, because Orlando was going to win that game. They were up 2-0. They blew a 2-0 lead in the second half. They let up 4. Go ahead.
Number just
Segovia.
Segovia scored the first, and then their number
Hold up 1 second. They're what?
Sophie
Savet Zavetti.
Saventi
Zavetti.
and
Yeah, Matteo Savetti.
Matteo, then Sobu Scobia hit the second one, and then the other two was Messi.
Yeah, so it was Silvetia, Messi, Segovia, and then Messi again
Yeah.
to end off the game. And I mean, you can even just look in general. The game was it was the tale of two halves. First half was easily Orlando. They were dominating everything on the ball. And then it seemed like somebody got paid off or something. And Miami just like flipped the switch on, was like, "Oh, let's go."
And their moms just switched the button.
What? Whose mom switched the button?
Miami's moms.
Miami's mom. Oh Lord. So Miami has a mom now? What kind of mom? What's the mom from Miami? Florida? Dude, you're whack. No, but on a serious note, it was the tale of two halves, and Miami clearly wanted that game because they needed to redeem themselves from the first game of losing 3-0. And I'll put it this way: if Miami scored another goal, they would have been back to a 0-goal differential. Right now, they're -1 goal differential because of the fact their first game was a 3-0 loss, and they also let up 2 goals in this game, making it a 4-5 goal differential, like goals for and against. They have 5 goals against, 4 goals for them. But it's just a lot going on, and that game was phenomenal to watch.
When I watched the game, I thought Orlando had it all.
I know,
but
and then it just like
it was the Messi show.
It was the Messi show. It definitely was. and sometimes you can't underestimate Messi because Messi's gonna do something. He's gonna do messy things. That's simple as that. He's gonna do messy things, and it's gonna work out in the end, and he's gonna help the team win.
When I first saw Messi in this Miami, it was some his old friend. He came to LMS and saw his old friends, and then saw the old friend's coach,
Mm,
and then he now resigns to Atlanta, and then Messi is doing great things in Miami again.
absolutely. But you can also see the things with this team, Aiden, that with Miami, you could tell that they're missing players.
Yeah,
Like
Jordi
Jordi
Alba,
Alba, they're definitely
and
missing Jordi Alba. But Busquets,
Busquets.
yep. But I think the biggest player that impacted that game was Jordi Alba with his phenomenal skill set on defense on the outside because he was fast, he could play defense, he was small and nimble, so he was able to get the ball quickly and get it out quickly to the players. And I think that's the biggest thing when it comes to a really big supporting defensive player to go for the offensive side of the ball is that they're able to quickly get you the ball up the field really fast. And I think that's a really big essential thing to have for an outside back. And if you have a speedy outside back or a really fast outside mid and they're able to get you the ball quickly, you can score goals. That's just how it is. And Inter Miami, you could see it in the first half. They were missing Jordi Alba. And Busquets was just an add-on. Busquets is very good defensive midfielder, defensive midfielder, and he did his job. He supported the defense when they needed him. He also was there to support the offense going up the field, and that's just he was both those players are definitely being missed on Inter Miami, but they clearly showed that they don't need them in this game. Now, finally, Aiden, we can go on to your predictions of the week 3 of the MLS season. Here, I'll take that paper from you. What is your prediction for the first game of the week, Aiden? What game is it, and who do you think is going to win?
The first game is New York FC against. Sorry, Orlando.
Orlando?
No.
Oh.
I said sorry, Orlando. This is your third loss, Orlando. I got New York winning 2-1.
Wow, that's brutal. So they just lost 4-2, and then you have them losing 2-0? Wow. That's brutal. All right, let's next one.
Miami against DC United. I got Miami winning 2-0.
Okay. All right. That's fair. You said Miami versus who again?
DC United.
DC United. I don't know. DC United looks pretty good now, Aiden. I don't know. That might be a really good game to watch. But again, you never know. Because DC right now also has the same record as Miami right now. They're both 1-1, but the only reason why DC is above them is because of the goal differential. They have a negative, or they have a positive. They have a 0, and Miami has a -1. So you have Inter Miami taking over the DC United and winning 2-0.
Yes.
All right.
And then Salt Lake against Atlanta. Yeah, Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
It's ATIANTA.
Yeah.
Atlanta. I got Salt Lake winning 2-0 against Atlanta.
All right. I think that's also going to be a really close game. You said 2-1?
No, 2-0.
2-0. I think it might be a 1-1 tie. I think that might be a close game. All right, what's the next one?
Austin against Charlotte. I got Austin winning 2-1 against Charlotte.
Wow, you have Charlotte losing. Interesting. Okay.
And then it's the Battle of the Seas.
The Battle of the Seas?
Yes, Columbus against Chicago.
Oh.
It's the Battle of the Seas.
Well, right now, Chicago's 4th. And Columbus is 8th. And you have who winning?
Columbus.
Really?
Yes.
Well, by how much?
I know Chicago Bears, you're up 4th, but that's your downfall. I got Columbus winning 2-0.
Wow. Okay.
They've been. We didn't mention San Jose. I got San Jose winning 2-0 against the Union. Because of.
I mean, to be fair, the San Jose has been doing pretty good. I mean, they're what I forgot what place they're in. They are in. They're tied for 2nd right now.
Yeah.
They look good. They look real good under Bruce Arena. They should have. They're gonna start just like the same way they started last year, where they started off really strong and then they kind of like fell off the face of the earth. I don't know what happened there, but you have San Jose winning.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, that's a reasonable answer.
And then. San Diego against Kansas City. Sorry, Kansas City. I got San Diego winning by 3-0.
Wow. I mean, yeah, Kansas City sucks. They're one of the worst. Like they've always been a really bad soccer team for some reason, and I don't know why. Yeah, I'll give them like 5-0, dude. Like they're terrible. All right, go ahead.
And then we got Minnesota
Minnesota
against Nashville. I got Minnesota winning 2-0.
I mean, fair. You know what? Fair enough. Nashville's 2nd though, dude. Like, I don't know.
Minnesota beats
It's
Cincinnati.
they're also the same record. Yeah. Look, I don't know, man. I think that's gonna be a tough game. I think I have. I think I would take Minnesota on that game. You have Minnesota winning that game, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I want Minnesota that winning that game for sure.
See, we got Seattle and St. Louis. I got Seattle winning against St. Louis 2-1.
Okay. All right.
And then LA versus Colorado. I got LA winning 2-1 against Colorado. And this was so hard. LAFC and Dallas. I got LAFC winning against Dallas. And then Vancouver against Portland. I got Vancouver winning against Portland 2-1.
All right.
And then Sunday night.
Sunday night soccer.
I got New York Red Bulls. Rephrase that. New York Red Bulls winning 2-1 against Montreal.
Yeah, Montreal. they suck really bad. They're 0-8 in goal differential, by the way, and they lost 5-0 and 3-0. That's terrible.
Yeah.
They're real bad right now. They're probably one of the worst soccer teams. I was gonna say football teams. I mean, it is football. But it's no. They're one of the worst teams in the league right now, and they're playing really bad. That's why I'm hoping that New England does something different and not be 0-2. Please, please. Do you have any other games on that list, Aiden? And one last one.
Funny one.
All right, what's the funny one? What's the funny one?
I'm sorry, Cincinnati. You lost to Minnesota. I will go with Toronto FC winning against Cincinnati 2-1.
Really? You have Toronto, who's 0-2 like New England, winning against Cincinnati?
I know this will be a jokester, but every single time I pick Cincinnati, they always lose.
You know what? That is a fair statement. Yeah, you know what? Come on, Toronto, let's win this game. I almost said lose against Cincinnati. That's honestly though, Toronto losing would actually be better for New England because we will stay right where we are. But I would definitely want Cincinnati winning that game, but it would also help if Toronto won that game because it would give them 3 points. And if I'm not mistaken, Cincinnati also has 3 points, so it wouldn't even matter. But I think Cincinnati winning this game would probably help New England more than Toronto, but I don't like Minnesota. I don't like Cincinnati, so yeah, give me Toronto. Is that all we have, Aiden, for the games for this week?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Is that it all? Do you have any other final thoughts for the folks that are out there in the world of the internet, as we will be closing off the episode shortly?
Well, do good, do great, and watch it on Apple TV.
Hold on, we're not sponsored. They don't sponsor on our. Yeah. And
no sponsor.
No sponsor. Not yet. Maybe in the future when we have a bigger viewership, and it's not just the 70 subscribers that are listening to us talk about nonsense here on the podcast. Anyways, is that all we have? Is that what we have for the folks?
Yes.
All right. That is all we have for you folks for this week's episode of Your Bro Sports here on YouTube, TikTok, and all other social medias. I'm your host, Corey Raftery.
Aiden Raftery.
And once again, don't forget to tune in every Thursday at 12. We may even be moving it up at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But for now, every Thursday at 12 to listen on the latest episode of Your Bro Sports. Have a good one. And take care.
See ya. Bye-bye.